We're here inside Adobe Premiere. We've created a new sequence. I'm just going to drag in the audio we're going to be working with today. We make the track bigger by dragging down. We can now see the peaks in the waveform, and it's these peaks that we're going to be editing to later on. First thing we need to do is to create some markers, and to create markers on the audio file you need to click on the audio file, and we're going to be hitting M on the keyboard when we reach some of these audio peaks. We're going to have a play through and add all the markers to this audio file now. Just a note, if you don't have it audio selected and it just plays through, the markers will add to the timeline rather than the audio file. So make sure you've got the audio track selected. Once I've got my markers added to my waveform, I like to go through and fine tune those. So double click on your waveform and then you can zoom in by just clicking on your preview window and plus on your keyboard, and it'll zoom in a little bit closer and you'll be able to see how well you've done when hitting M on your keyboard. As you can see here, it's just off. So this is the peak of the audio here, and to adjust it you just drag it into place. Do that for all of your markers. So then you've fine-tuned it when we come to do our video editing later on. Now we've got our markers in place and fine-tuned, it's now time to bring in your footage. And to do that, you just drag it in from your bin and adjust the length of your footage to match these markers. So I've got my first piece of footage in there, and it's the length of this marker to this second marker here. I'm going to add a second clip and continue to do the same throughout the video. So I'm going to bring that in. Adjust that and adjust that to that second clip, and continue to keep adding my bits of footage all the way through until I've got everything I need all the way through the timeline. We've now got the footage laid out onto the timeline, edited down to these markers that we put on the audio track. I've added a simple color grade to each piece of the footage. Also added some anamorphic cinematic scopes. That's these bands top and bottom. Just gives it a bit of an extra cinematic look. And to finish it off nicely, I've added some sound design, adding some swoosh sounds, wind sounds, and some nature sounds as well. Here's the final piece of the video, guys. I hope you enjoy it.